Hello, how are you doing today? How was your weekend? My weekend was wonderful. My son was going through, I think I told you he was going through a bad slump as far as his hitting. He struck out like 11, 12 times in a row. In the beginning of the season, he was hitting everything in a row. I mean, so he went from this to this just because we tried to put some more power in his swing. So he couldn't find the ball, and he couldn't find the ball, and he got real dejected in this with himself. He wanted to quit baseball. He said, baseball is not for me. Told the coach that. Blew my mind when he said that. So I had to talk to him. I had to give him that Joey Porter Jr. conversation or whatever. And he somehow pulled himself back out of it. And he had 3 big hits yesterday, 2 out in the outfield, and got the game ball. And not only I was happy, everybody was happy for him because everybody was feeling his pain as he was going through that slump. So sports is great. That's the point of the story. Sports is great. All right, now this video is about... There's always this one person, this one rookie that comes out of the draft, and he brings your team from here to here. 2 years ago, it was Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons came, put on a star, and we have not been the same ever since. You know what I'm saying? So there was some more. Last year was Sauce Gardner. He went to the Jets, and now he's, the Jets are a Super Bowl threat. Don't think it's because of Aaron Rodgers. It was because of that defense and all that kind of stuff they were doing over there. So, I've got like 5 in this video that I think have a chance to go to their team and make their team completely different for the next like 10 years or so. But first, I'm going to say the ones that almost made the list, and I'm going to put Mazi and Jalen Carter happily on the list so there's nobody mad. Okay, I think Mazi should be on the list, but his numbers are not going to be anywhere for anybody to see. I mean, his numbers are going to be from somebody else around him because he's going to make others better. And as far as Jalen Carter, he's probably going to be one of the best defensive tackles in the league, if not the best defensive tackle in the league. We all know that if he pans out. But there's just going to be a lot of snaps in there. You got a whole bunch of defensive tackles, all extremely talented, and you got one that's proven. And you want to play the one that's proven because you want to win, and that's Fletcher Cox. So you're going to have to ease them into that rotation somehow. So I don't think either one of those two are going to be one of those guys. So let's move on. All right, other than that, you got Christian Gonzales for New England. He didn't make my list, but I think he's going to be pretty good. You got Tyree Wilson, and this is going to be a running theme in this video. It's greedy football teams. And the Raiders were fine. They were fine at pass rushing, and they got Tyree Wilson anyway. So Tyree Wilson, and the beast that he is, he's still not going to get as many snaps because he's going to be behind Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. So next you have Broderick Jones, offensive tackle for Pittsburgh. I got the Eagles on my brain, man. I put Pittsburgh. Watch Najee this year. If Jones is good and that quarterback is good, it's going to be all because of Jones, because Jones is there to elevate, to give protection to their pass game, to help their run game and things of that sort. And if they're going to be anything in that divisions, that's how Pittsburgh plays football. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be on Broderick, and he has the ability to do it. If he's going to do it, who knows? Nobody knows this stuff. Nobody knows this stuff. All right. The most obvious person, I'm going to my 5. The most obvious person on this list of 5 is Bijan Robinson, by all means. Now, I tell you, I do not agree with Mel Kiper. This was an absolutely amazing pick for them. When a generational talent, when someone that is obviously as good as Bijan Robinson, and their fall to you, and their skill set matches everything that you want to do as a team and as an organization, you take them. That makes all the sense in the world. You don't say, well, this guy, he does everything we want him to do, but he's ranked 12 and that guy's ranked 10. We should get 10 so they don't talk about us on TV. That doesn't matter. The Mel Kiper doesn't know anything. I don't know anything. Nobody knows anything when it comes to draft. If you don't believe me, go back and look at the previous drafts. There's far more wrong than right. It's probably like 75% wrong, 25% right as far as, I mean, it's really wrong. So if you see someone that you feel like is going to help your team, you pick that guy. And I think the Atlanta Falcons did the right thing here in getting that guy. Why would he work with Atlanta so well? Arthur Smith, he ran the ball a gazillion times in Tennessee, and he's not afraid to keep running the ball. So he's going to run it down your throat in the in that division in the NFC. All right, next we have JSN, Jackson Smith. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's going to start out real easy. They're going to get him just a few routes. You hear, stay in the slot. Here's a route, here's a route, here's a route, here's a route, and here's a route. And he's going to perfect those routes, and he's going to be open every time he runs those routes. And just like I said about Josh Downs being a best friend to a quarterback because he's going to always be open, JSN is probably a better, bigger version of that, to where he's going to be open, moving around, and all that kind of stuff in the middle of that offense that's going to give Geno that dump off or that open guy every time something goes wrong. So I feel like he's going to be his impact, JSN's impact, is going to be one of the things. It's going to be a lot that's going to give Geno Smith a lot of MVP buzz next year. I don't know if that's really what do they call it, a hot take? Because I think he was close. He was getting a little bit buzz last year. But I think he's going to get MVP buzz this year. And what they have going on in Seattle is, I got San Francisco on my mind too. I got Eagles and 49ers on my brain all season. But they're near perfection in Seattle in the setup. They got a top 5 running game. They have a big athletic monster wide receiver on the outside, along with a super solid veteran in Tyler Lockett, and then you got the rookie in the slot. Then you have the running backs back there. You have the rookie, not Phenom, I won't call him Phenom, but one of the best rookie running backs last year in Rocky Walker. And then you got Zach Charbonnet. And then you got Charles Cross from last year. That's also a good offensive lineman. And the one we before. I mean, they just got a lot of stuff in Seattle. And again, I told you, they've done it before, so they know how to build from the ground up. So keep an eye on that organization, because that offense is downright thuggish. Where'd you get that from? All right, but it gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. It gets worse. Next on my list is Devon Witherspoon for the Seattle Seahawks. Carroll loves him. In another case of the rich get richer. They already got another running back when they had a running back. They had one of the best corners in the league last year, rookie corners in the league last year, in Tariq Woolen. And now they get Devon Witherspoon because they just didn't have enough. So watch out for that team, man. They're greedy. Just like Kansas City is greedy. Who else? Philadelphia is greedy. Miami. If there's somebody with speed, Miami's going to get them. They're greedy. Greedy. Speaking of greedy, next on my list is Jordan Addison with the Vikings. The Vikings have one of the few pure passing games left in the NFL where they are intentionally throwing the football. And on the other side of him, they have the best wide receiver in football. So, again, you have the best wide receiver in the football. Let's go get another one that they say is the top 2 or 3 in the draft and put them together. So that screams production. I don't know how good Minnesota is going to be, but he's going to be a productive wide receiver on the other side of Justin Jefferson. All right, and the last guy on my list, a lot of people have this guy as a bust. A lot of guys have him as a bust, not me. Anthony Richardson. Out of all of the teams where he could have went, this is the one spot where it works, and it works big time. All right? He has a defense. He has an elite running back in Jonathan Taylor. He has a system that's literally built for a quarterback like him. Shane Steichen, last year for the Eagles, I believe he was the difference for them. Okay? I'm a Jalen Hurts fan. I have been one since Tua took his job in that national championship game, to watch his character, the way he handled that situation, the way he rebounded in Oklahoma, the way he came into it. He is a mental giant. And I was in this room wanting us to draft him so bad, because I feel like he would be the one guy that could bring the two things I like about our quarterback, the character and the work ethic. He could bring that character and work ethic, and maybe out character and work ethic our guy. You know what I'm saying? So it would have just been good. I was being greedy. It would have been good to have two of the same things. But no, now we have to face him for the next 10 years. But I regress. But I don't think Jalen was any different. I can't say, oh, Jalen, he got so much better last year. No, he didn't. He was the same guy. He was always good. They talked him down when he wasn't playing the right way within his skill set. When he started playing within his skill set, they'd start talking him up. But he was the same guy. He was just doing the right things. And I think Steichen was the reason why he was doing the right things. And he's going to take those right things over and make AR do them. And if you see in your mind the tight runs that Jalen was running, if you do that with AR, it's going to be nasty. It's gonna be very fun to watch. And a last little element to this is my boy Josh Downs. I just love him. I told him whoever gets this guy is going to have an advantage because you'll have a guy that's always open, right? With Josh Downs, according to his Twitter account, he's already working with AR, and he said his arm was absolutely ridiculous. So again, they're already working. And I told you he's a little specialist, so he's gonna make sure he's open all the time, and they're gonna be an interesting team, and I'm watching. All right, guys, have a good week. I'll probably be back 1 or 2 times though. I'm trying to get in the rhythm of doing this. All right, holla at you. Peace.